Hey, what's happening, DC Gamers? With the DC Guy01, and welcome to this week's Versus episode on the Walkthrough channel. This week, it's The Rock against the Big Boss Man. It is our weekly birthday versus. We only had a few birthdays this past week, including Tiffany Stratton's birthday on May 1st. She turned 25. The Rock's birthday on May 2nd. He turned 52. And Big Boss Man's birthday, same day, May 2nd. He would have been 61. So we are officially in May, which means that we are officially more than a third of the way through the year. I've noticed I say that like every time we go into a new month. I'm like, hey, we're already a quarter of the way into the year, we're already a fifth of the way through the year, or something like that. I don't know why I just bring that up every time. I don't know, I think it's just because and I think I've mentioned this before, I think it just hits me, you know, like how fast like time is moving, I guess, when I do these, because when I do these, and like I said, I said this before, I basically zone out from like the entire week in between uploads or when I film these. So I basically miss a whole week. I basically just go from Saturday to Saturday or Friday to Friday, depending on when I film. And I basically just forget that a whole week has passed. I'm just like, oh yeah, and then I look back over, you know, so to me, like 4 weeks feels like 4 days. Because I film, you know, on weekends, so everything just moves a lot faster. I don't know if that makes sense or not. But anyway, enough rambling from me. Let's get back into Raw. We're going to start off the draft first. I'm just going to go through all the results, or I guess not all results, but everyone who got drafted. People have kind of been upset with the draft this year. The main complaint has basically been that nothing has really changed. And I think a big part of that is because champions are protected, but also people who are already like involved in storylines with champions are obviously staying on the same roster as that champion, so I mean, basically anyone who's involved in the storyline currently is not moving. They're staying on that same roster. So I think that's one of the main reasons that there hasn't been a ton of like shocking changes or anything like that. Oh no. Ow. Alright. Ow. Ow. Ooh. Alright, so yeah, let's get into who first got drafted to Raw. Oh no. Hold on, maybe not. Ow. I should have done these during the intro. Or during the entrances, I mean. Ooh. Boom. It must have been so uncomfortable to wrestle in this outfit. I mean, like a button-down shirt, you know, like dress pants, a belt hanging over your shoulder. I mean, it just must have been so like cumbersome to wrestle in that. But anyway, let's get into the draft and who got drafted to Raw. So Raw got Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser of Imperium, not Vinci. So they were drafted as Imperium, but it was only the two of them, so I guess Imperium has officially split. They got all four damage. Raw got all four members of Damage Control. Oop, hold on. Gotcha. Got him. Raw got CM Punk, Braun Strowman. Yes, Braun Strowman. That was probably the biggest draft pick of this entire year. mainly because Braun wasn't even in the company. That was how they announced that Braun was returning to the company through the draft, which was an effective surprise. So yes, Braun Strowman is back in the company, and he will be on Raw. Ow. Ooh. They got the LWO, Drew McIntyre, of course, because Drew McIntyre and Punk are currently feuding. They got the Judgment Day, the New Day, Dragunov from NXT, or Valkyria from NXT, and the Final Testament and Bronson Reed. So they got a lot of stables, and they got 2 NXT people this week. I think they got someone else last week, or maybe SmackDown got someone. I feel like someone else last week got drafted from NXT. I can't remember which brand they ended up going to. But yeah, like I said before, I mean, if you were already, it seems like if you were already involved in a storyline, you were going to stay with whoever you were feuding with at the time, which, you know, most of the big storylines are having to do with champions right now. So if you're feuding with that champion, and since champions aren't going to get drafted, yeah, you're staying with them. So moving on to SmackDown. SmackDown got Jade Cargill, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and the Street Profits, and B-Fab, Tiffany Stratton, Legado del Fantasma, which I should note that it's interesting that the LWO is on Raw and Phantasma is on SmackDown now, so it seems like that feud is more or less over. Oh no. Haha. SmackDown also got Shinsuke Nakamura, Naomi, Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, Pretty Deadly, Candice LeRae, Indy Hartwell, DIY, and Blair Davenport. So yeah, it seems like Raw got most of the stables and like the teams, but SmackDown got a lot more singles competitors, it seems like. At least with this week's edition of the draft, this round. No. So, getting into actually what happened on Raw, Gunther beat Xavier Woods as a preview of the upcoming King of the Ring tournament, which both men will be in. Jey Uso confronted Paul Heyman. He was then attacked by JD McDonough and Finn Balor. Oh no, not Paul Heyman. Logan Paul. That's what I meant. Yeah, no, he didn't confront Paul Heyman. I don't even think Paul Heyman was on Raw. Yeah, he confronted Logan Paul. Then was attacked by Balor and JD. Patrick Mahomes, yes, Patrick Mahomes, who was with Logan Paul, then gave Paul his 3 Super Bowl rings, which Paul put on like brass knuckles, and then went to hit Jey Uso, but accidentally hit JD McDonough, taking him out. This then led to Braun Strowman running down, making his on-camera return to the company to make the save for Jey Uso. So it's interesting that, I mean, Braun's back for not even a day and he's already, you know, in a segment with the #1 contender for the world title, the United States champion, and Patrick Mahomes. So, I mean, Patrick Mahomes, the fact that they got him on the show and they didn't just do like the standard, like, you know, it was interesting for a few reasons. One, you know, it wasn't just a standard celebrity in the front row moment where he maybe, you know, gets called out verbally by a wrestler in the ring or something like that. They actually have him get in the ring and help a wrestler, but also have him help a heel, and a like major heel in Logan Paul. That just felt interesting. Sami Zayn faced Bronson Reed in a match for the Intercontinental Championship. Chad Gable then attacked Sami Zayn, causing a DQ. Bronson Reed was not happy about this, as Gable just cost him the Intercontinental title and attacked Chad Gable. It'll be interesting to see if this ends up leading to a triple threat between the three of them, because Bronson Reed has been consistently in the Intercontinental title picture for a while now. But it seems like the focus story-wise is on Gable and Zayn, but it'll be interesting to see if Bronson Reed kind of works his way into that title picture and becomes like a third man in it. Candice LeRae beat Maxine Dupree. Liv Morgan beat Nia Jax. The Miz and R-Truth beat Otis and Akira Tozawa to retain the tag team titles. Wabba. You know Chad Gable is going to be happy about them losing the tag title match. And in the main event, Jey Uso, Andrade Cien Almas, and Ricochet beat Damian Priest, Finn Balor, and JD McDonough in order to build that last bit of hype before the World title match at Backlash, which is happening today. And given the time difference, it might have actually already happened, or starting, or currently going on as this comes out. I don't know exactly how that's going to work with the time difference, because it's in France this year, as was SmackDown. And speaking of SmackDown, we can get into that. And before we talk about what actually happened on the show, it should be noted that this SmackDown broke the record for the highest grossing SmackDown of all time in terms of ticket sales and revenue. Like it just like demolished the previous record, I believe, which is common. I mean, I feel like whenever WWE does something internationally, the numbers just spike, because, you know, they're capitalizing on a market that is, you know, hungry for content and is more willing to go than I feel like the American market, which is almost oversaturated, or, you know, they get it so much that it's not really a big deal to them when, you know, WWE comes to town. But, you know, when places overseas like France and, you know, like Puerto Rico, those events, you know, stuff like Clash at the Castle, those events just seem to do very well because the fans are more excited to go, and the fact that the show's there. So it'll be interesting to see if WWE continues with this and continues holding more shows overseas. So, with SmackDown, Bayley, Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi beat Damage Control and Tiffany Stratton. I looked away for a second and he's grabbing my face. Oh no. No. Ow. Ow. Oh no. Whoop. DDT. The Authors of Pain beat Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate in what was a surprisingly fun match. It wasn't just your standard squash match or just filler match. Like, this was, I think, the longest match of the show, and probably the best match of the show, I'd have to say. LA Knight beat Angel Garza. Austin Theory and Grayson Waller beat the Street Profits to retain the tag titles, the WWE tag titles. And the final segment of the night was a in-ring confrontation between AJ Styles and Cody Rhodes, again to build that last bit of hype before their WWE Undisputed title match. which is a match that, like I think I've said this before as well, no one thinks AJ's winning this, mainly because, you know, Cody just won the title at Mania. They spent the last 2 years hyping him winning it. So to have him lose it this quickly, you know it's not going to happen. Rock bottom. Caught him. Okay, I didn't mean to do this. I just wanted to drag him away. Yeah. I forget how to drag people in this. Ow. And that was it for SmackDown. It was a pretty standard show, actually. The main just highlight of it was the crowd. Just because they were so energetic for everything that they made stuff that, you know, wasn't really anything. They made it something. Which is what the crowd's there to do. And that's the crowd at its best, making something out of nothing. And that does it for Raw SmackDown this past week. Like I said, Backlash is happening today. It'll be interesting to see where they go with some of the matches, but to be fair, this is seems like it's going to be a pretty predictable show in terms of outcomes. I mean, I think in terms of, especially with the title scene, I think we all know who's going to win. Basically, all the champions are almost guaranteed to retain. So there's no real surprises there, especially with people like Cody and Bayley. But that does it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make videos all the time. Stay tuned for next week's Versus, and next week where we continue our LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham walkthrough. Also, as I mentioned in this week's LEGO Batman 3 video, I restarted the DC Guy01 channel. It is back up and running. I only have one video up there for now, which is a video I just made this past month. And I wanted to post it when I did for Batman Day. But after watching it through, after I uploaded it, I found some problems with it, with the audio. And I kind of want to re-upload it. But I'm also kind of like, I wanted it to be uploaded for Batman Day, and I don't know, I'm kind of going back and forth of if I should just take it down and re-upload it or not. Because I wanted it to be uploaded on May 1st. I wanted it to come out that day. And now I'm kind of like, so I didn't have time to really rewatch it after I'd finished making it and exporting it. And it's really only one big thing that I don't like. There's a weird glitch in the audio towards the end, but it's loud and very apparent, and I feel like it just kind of hurts the overall quality of the video. That's just me. I'm a perfectionist when it comes to this stuff, and something like that really bugs me. But I don't know. I'll decide that later on. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. DC Guy01 and the People's Champion, the final boss, The Rock, signing out. Bye, guys.